Good day, good day. Welcome to Words of Wisdom. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good, long, restful weekend. Learned a lot. I have. I have these sort of moments of where I'm really doing quite well and calm and keep busy, what have you. And then all of a sudden something will go a little bit like a bit chaos, this sort of, like, for example, I was just getting myself ready on the table, getting everything sorted, and things fell off the back of the table and fell on the floor. And I'm like, why? What's going on? My phone fell over. That sort of feeling of like you're trying to get things sorted and keep it nice and calm and quiet and relaxed. And then you just suddenly have this scenario. And even those little tiny moments, they can really, sort of make you feel a bit off balance. And you have to sort of sit back and take some deep breaths and relax a little bit and try and get back into this keep calm scenario. And it was funny because I said exactly the same this morning in my first reading in TikTok. And it was like, I feel this energy. It's like, it's really quite powerful. And it's like really getting into my energetic field, and I'm really trying to focus on trying to stay calm. So I've got a situation with work, and I'm arranging a big event and having the meetings and doing the things and what have you. And the academic director, for some unknown reason only she will know, seems to want to also get involved. And the program manager for her side of things, or the one, seems to be not replying. And we just don't, you sometimes wonder why do you have to sort of push yourself into a situation that you haven't been invited to be pushed into, but you've pushed yourself into it. And it kind of feels like, for me, what I am having to learn from this is that I have to remember not to allow somebody to undermine my worth. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know what I should be doing, and I'll just carry on. And I kept saying to myself, don't worry about it, but it's like bugging me. It's like this little, so when I'm tidying up and then suddenly everything suddenly falls somewhere or does, it's like, so it is that sort of type of energy at the minute. So it was quite an interesting decision when I sat down of what I was going to put on this table in terms of giving us our guidance today. And I reached for my Witch's Tarots, the Witch's Garden and the Everyday Witch Tarot, and my Seasons of the Witch LIFO deck. Now it's got the purple, and I'm very drawn to purple at the moment. So this higher self. I actually reached for my rose quartz, and I've put it here on my heart as well, just to try and sort of settle my feeling of trying to see things from a higher perspective, because that was one of the cards that came out today, and also the idea of sort of just taking that breath. Oh, sorry, that was the download. There it is. To calm. Because what will be, things will get sorted if someone wants to help, even in a way of which they're bowling in and not really have been invited to do so. See it from the perspective they're just trying to help. So I'll leave it at that. So it's really, that's sort of my story today. I don't know what your story is, but if you found my video, maybe you're going through a similar situation or whatever. And maybe this guidance will certainly help you today, because hopefully it'll help me too. And then I opened up my little message for us on our calendar, of course, and it says, those determined to win never say impossible. And on the other side, constant struggle is the path to success. So there we are. We've got to just, think about this idea of saying, well, it's not impossible. If somebody wants to come in and, take over a situation and take it on board themselves, it frees you up for other things. I'm so sorry. I don't know what this download was, but it's definitely coming in. And I just feel like it's quite important. I've also got my runes ready. And what I'm going to do today again is I'm going to just take a rune for each of the witches' piles. And then we've also got, I was called to get the Raised Vibration book and get us a vibe. And I feel like I probably need a bit of a vibe, a bit of a punch. So let's go, first of all, and let's pull out a rune. So we'll have this rune, first of all. Is that Manas? Could be. We have an Ortiz, is it? No, it's not called Ortiz. There's something. Might be. Oh, and Burkana on the Everyday Witches. So that's lovely. So there we are. We have our runes that are going to be on top of these tarot decks for us. And then I don't know what else is going to come. So we're just going to go with the flow. So let us begin. Keep calm. Right. Vibe, 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 vibe. What is our vibe today? Vibe 50, connecting to life force. Life force runs through your veins. It passes through every organ in our body. It flows through the animals and vegetables of the planet. It moves through everything that is. It is powerful, magical, and real. I don't know what this is. It is our connection to love, to wisdom, to angels, and to healing, and the universe. Some sort of life force is coming into me and making me yawn. It is running through you now. You can tap into its beat and wave. If you have ever seen the movie Avatar, you will remember that there is a subtle life force that runs through all of the avatars. They're plants, animals, and land. All of this energy is connected to the force of being that they call Awa. This is similar to what clairvoyancy and to the level of connectivity we can reach when we engage in meditation. When we meditate and connect to our breath, we create a more conscious connection to the life force, to what the ancient yogis called prana. When we breathe in with the awareness that we are connecting to the subtle life force pulsing through the universe, we can see this energy is everyone and everything. Our energies may be... Let me take some deep breaths. What is going on? Oh, our eyes may be open, our eyes may be closed. We may be seeing this energy in our mind, but however we see it, the key is knowing it is there. Pure divine life force is moving through every person, every animal, and every plant. It is moving through you now. Vibe of the day. Look around you. Breathe in awareness. And know that the universe is alive in you and all beings. I inhale, drawing life and energy into my being. I exhale, connecting to the vision of living prana. I inhale, awakening to life itself. I exhale, knowing that all beings are connected. I inhale, giving thanks for life. I exhale, knowing that life is giving thanks for me. Right, there we are. Hopefully I'll stop with this yawning. What is going on, isn't it? I mean, I'm never normally like this anyway. But yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello, my girl. My dog has come to visit. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see what is on our table today. Let's start with our rune. And see what this first rune is that we have got on top of our Witch's Life Oracle. It's down this side. So, yes, it is Manas. I was right. Look at me learning. Manas. And Manas is humanity, the self, support, assistance, intelligence, and family. So it's the rune of humankind, and it symbolizes characteristics that set humans apart from the rest of the earth's living creatures. Isn't that interesting? The vibe was all about looking around and seeing that we are all connected in some way. Life force energy. That's interesting. The self, support. All right, that is beautiful. It symbolizes inner self and assistance from others, a sense of mutual support as two individuals coming together to stabilize each other, creating a stronger structure as a result. You may be receiving end of assistance from someone else or asked to lend support to a common cause. What did I say to you about the academic director? In she comes. No one invited her, but she's so I have to see it from a highest perspective. She wants to support, leave her support. Let her do it. Let her get involved. That's absolutely fine. So it's to maintain your self-awareness, checking in with yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Exactly. Why does it bother me? Why should it bother me? The only reason it would bother me is if I had any sort of worry about my own self-worth and capabilities. I don't need to do that. I'll just focus on what I need to focus on and do what I need to do. In other words, I need to just focus on that the students are doing what they've been asked to do. That's my job. All right, let's ask then, Spirit, please, for some guidance on this beautiful, glorious beginning of the week for us. What is our guidance going forward if we are thinking about our self-care, our self-worth? How can we have some guidance, please, in this new beginning, this trusting that our what is meant to be for us will be for us? We are going to breathe in this wonderful self-worth, and here it is here. Heat wave, interesting. There is something ominous being illuminated by the flames that await. And you can sort of see there's something on the horizon. Interesting. Okay. And it says here, herb crafting. Allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. And that is so interesting because this morning I literally did a root chakra meditation, grounding myself very much. And the solar plexus as well. No, the sacral chakra also. Very much about that sort of emotional balance and creativity, and very close to the root chakra. So that is very good, isn't it? And 1 and 7 is 8, 17, herb crafting. So we can have a little look at that, definitely. That is what our guidance is on the table right now. So number 15, which is 1 and 5 is 6, and 1 and 7 is 8. But we have got 5, 6, 7, 8. So something is happening. So this sort of idea of this, something is coming. It could be a bit of a tower scenario, but we'll see if we can try and find out with the Witch's Garden Tarot or the Everyday Tarot. Let's see what comes out from it. But let's read first of all number 15. Where were we? There. Number 15. Keyword: seek shade, challenging circumstances, getting burned. So please understand that the situation you have inquired about is potentially catastrophic. Great. Keep calm. Keep calm. All right, you should seek shelter immediately, as this is a clear sign that things will come to an end, or a prolonged exposure could result in devastating consequences. The events that have led up to this point are not serving you in any positive way, and in fact you might feel some effects already. Stay vigilant in the coming days and weeks. This card is the most ominous of the deck. Could mean your situation has already reached a critical point. In a reading about money, it could signify financial loss or hardship. For career, it could mean the sudden loss of a job, dramatic changes in the workplace, or escalating troubles with a co-worker. I'm going to have to be very careful. Exactly what I said. Goodness me, I've got to be very careful. In love relationships, you might experience a breakup or betrayal, or for health, perhaps unexpected concerns or fallout from some poor habits that are contributing to your lack of well-being. As a final note, the effects of this card are challenging, but you can choose to lean into those changes and make the best out of the rubble. Oh my goodness, my nose is itching as well. That is hard. Let's just see this next one that came out next to it is gratefulness, grounding, and connecting with the earth. You're receiving this card because you are being called to get grounded. Energy is always moving around you and has an effect. It can take its toll if you aren't careful. So you could find yourself being swept away by the hustle and bustle of other people's emotions. You might recognize the signs of carrying stray energy in the form of intense feelings that do not seem to have an origin. The best way to reduce this influence is to ground your own energy, allowing you to find your roots and replenish your spirit. Spending time alone, especially in nature, is advised. If you are reading this now, it's likely you're an empath or highly sensitive being who needs solitude to reconnect with your own energy. Being an empath is a wonderful gift, but like all things, must be exercised in moderation, because you are not just picking up energy from others, but they're also taking energy from you. Too much of this exchange can cause you to feel depleted, depressed, and anxious, blocking you from achieving your own goals and attaining positive well-being. Those determined will win. Never say impossible. Constant struggle is the path to success. So this is an interesting concept. So I often get a situation, and you might feel it, you might have come across it yourselves, where somebody in your workplace who has maybe a higher position in your, it feels threatened. Often we find it with women in the workplace. There's this jealousy factor, trying to outdo each other. Men, of course, feel threatened from an ego point of view. So if you have had that type of experience, I've had a number of times, and I'm wondering whether this is something that's going to start to show itself to me. But all you can do is remember your own self-care. Okay? Remember who you are. I feel like, compared to past situations, I am now in a very different place. My spiritual journey has really supported me in the growth of myself and the power that I have, and I feel like I know I can lean on that side of myself to support me, love me, and keep me okay with the situations. I don't want to get dragged into negative situations and contexts and what have you, and all I can do is really just try my very best to be seen when I need to be seen and do what I need to be doing, and stay in my lane. And I just really feel strongly about saying that. So maybe you need to hear that as well, whoever's coming across this video for that reason. But let's try and see if we can get a little bit more detail from our Secrets of the Witch's Garden. I'm going to have a little look at this rune first that we placed on top that came out for this pile. And let's see what it is. So it's Hagalaz. I always want to say Naughties, I don't know why. Hagalaz, which is about chaos and misfortune, but also about transformation. So there possibly could be, as I just explained, you could have some healing that's still left to be done. And these old cycles will play out, especially when you're ending new cycles, when you are transforming, when you have, because nobody needs to take suitcases filled of past hurt, past situations with them when you go forward on your journey. So I can accept this. If this is for me now on my I've got to say, okay, how can I be guided and helped with this? So that's what we're going to ask right now, if they can confirm what this could be, and then we'll ask for that guidance and help. Right, Hagalaz signifies forces of chaos cannot be controlled. They may come in form of sweeping disaster, illness, or simply unexpected problems or disruptions that interfere with your progress towards a goal. So we want to go forward. We know that this is, and suddenly something will appear. I had it a few weeks ago. I did share it with you guys, and I'm sure you have also felt this as well. And this is why I feel like this energy at the minute is exactly this. You may be forced into taking a new approach, which will become clear with patience and perseverance, as well as an ability to analyze your situation without attachments to the outcome. So this idea of sort of never say impossible. Nothing is impossible. You know, you've got to find the way in best which you can utilize it for your purposes, for your benefit, for your growth, it's about your self-care. If you keep taking it back to you, it's temporary often, but its shifts are taking place for you. They could be materially, emotionally, or spiritually. But for new creation to occur, what is old must be dismantled. So that is very important right now. So what is old must be dismantled. So there's something ominous being illuminated by the flames that await. And as we journey in the beginning of our week, perhaps it'll be as quick as quick as anything, and we'll get it over and done with. And by Friday, you and I will be talking and going, we made it together, but let's see how this is. So let's ask, please, if we could have some guidance on this ominous, something ominous. What is this ominous, something ominous that is coming, that is awaiting, that is about to be illuminated for us? Okay. Right, this one came out first, and it's in reverse, is the Page of Cups. And then we've also got, in a sort of sideways motion, we've got the Emperor. Now, interesting, the Emperor is obviously divine masculine, divine masculine energy. Very strong energy. And in a workplace, like I said to you, you know, you often get men that will be threatened because of their ego. And often you'll get women that will have this sort of jealousy aspect to, even if they have a higher position, they still feel threatened in some way. And that also, they will very much be sitting in their masculine energy because it is all ego. So this is an interesting card that's come out sort of sideways. So I'm going to read them and we'll have a little assessment of it. So the Page of Cups. I have to go to the royal household. Where are we? Here we go. Visions, prophecy, drive, feelings make us come alive, make the call, raise the cup, see how things are looking up. But in reverse, stop repressing emotions. Give yourself a break. Don't take the world so seriously. Take a breath. And how difficult, what was I doing? I was literally breathing, and that vibe as well was making us inhale and exhale. Play music and have some fun to cultivate balance. So, grounding, balance, harmony. Remember I said that. This is very important. You know, this picture, she is absolutely almost sort of resting. She's like laying there waiting, not rushing towards it, not trying to control, allowing it. If you can, and while doing that, it's almost like she is resting, knowing that this is to come in some way. So that's very interesting. Stop repressing your emotions. So allow these emotions, these feelings, you know, oh, annoyance or whatever, but then being able to let them go. You know what? She's not going to upset my balance. She's not going to knock me off my journey. I'm not going to allow her to disturb what I need to be focusing on, and I'll continue on my side of things. So take that deep breath and try and remember to do that. Let's have a little look at our Emperor. Is about authority. So the Emperor is his crown is fashioned from the wood of the tree I'll read this from the beginning. A bleating goat causes you to turn away from the Empress. You spy her spiritual consort across the field. A man appears as solid as the ancient rock barrier he sits on. You are caught in the crosshairs of their gaze. His frock is made of the same fabric as the Empress's gown. The Empress has gathered his hair with a golden ribbon. His crown is fashioned from the wood of her tree. This is the Emperor. Set the boundary, lay the land, gather effort, raise your hand. Ability thrives when set in stone. Feel your mastery, flesh and bone. So that's really interesting. I was called to just read that out to you straight away. So the Emperor adjusts boundaries as required. It says here on the end. So I feel like because he came out in his sideways thing, we're going to sort of look at both the upright and the reversal of it and see if we can sort of read into what we're feeling. So upright, set your sights, embrace powerful habits, exercise firm control, foster leadership, create a movable system of rules, harbor self-discipline, secure the self. Well, we've had that with Manaz, isn't it? The self, secure yourself. We've also been told we need to ground ourselves. We need to maintain that grounding, okay? The present situation requires seriousness. So I think if you can just notice this, if you are aware of it, like I am very aware of the situation right now, And I've noticed it. And it's not the first time that this person has behaved in this way. And it probably won't ever be the last. This is who she is. If I allow her to affect me in some way, then possibly I'm the one that is going to do something that could be seen as wrong or whatever. So I'd rather not get involved, leave that situation. The reverse of this says father issues, domineering impulse. So do I want to take her on? Do I want to domineer? Is it an impulse for me to domineer and say, well, actually, no, quite frankly, this is why I think it is in sort of a halfway point. Arbitrary decision, stubborn indecision. So really what you can sort of really consider is, how can we be flexible with this? How can we be flexible? What can we do to be flexible? We know it's there. We're aware of the situation. Okay, we don't have to get involved. How can we be flexible? We have got the Six of Swords in reverse. So how can we be flexible? Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, now the Six of Swords is journey. So water laps a distant shore, what has been can be no more. Steel sword leads, sharp wisdom knows, unravel the path by following what glows. What glows? What is it? Well, I can tell you what glows for me. There's your glowing sword. This is your inner light. This is your belief and trust and faith in yourself. So, consider your head and heart in equal terms. That's a really interesting concept when we're considering this situation that we find ourselves in, where somebody is causing this chaos. We're aware of it. We don't want to get dragged into it. We're aware of how maybe in the past you might have acted, how maybe in the past you would have done something very different to what you are doing now. You're sitting back, you're noticing it. This is why I say I feel like that's what she's doing. She's sort of lying there, noticing the situation, very aware of it. I don't need to be doing anything. So consider your head and your heart. From a heart perspective, I can be empathic to this woman, that she just wants to also be seen like she is involved, like she is doing her job, like she is somebody of importance, because it's important to her. Remember that. It doesn't matter if she's full of ego and she's this, that, that's irrelevant for me. I am just seeing it from a heart perspective, and my head means that I still have to be sharp, be aware, notice what is I need to be considerate of from my intelligence. I know what I'm capable of doing in this situation, my skills, my training, my knowledge. I can do that. So I hope this is helping you, because it's certainly helping me chatting like this. So thank you for listening. If you're still here, well done. And so it is, and that's what we are going to be considerate of today. Okay, so good, very lovely. So we've now got herb crafting. Allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. There it is, grounding. Spirit calls for grounding. Can we have some more guidance, please? Okay, the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. Again, it was in reverse. So let's have a little look. What are we thinking of here with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles is seed, root of the powers of earth. And it's interesting how it's about grounding. And pentacles are earth symbols. So it's about really thinking about rooting the power. Witching hand and morning dew. Something's coming just for you. Spider silk and foxglove spells. Time is ripe to craft your spells. So I'm hearing, remember who you are. And that's what I was just saying. My skills, my knowledge is in my head. I have that intelligence. I know I must remember that. And I also have a very good heart. I have a kindness of a heart. I don't need to, my light will shine where it needs to shine. Now this is in reverse. So holding back when something wants to emerge, hiding funds away for yourself at the expense of others, not having what you need due to feelings of unworthiness. So I'm feeling like the idea of there's something coming for you. Can sort of see there's this beautiful archway and there's the little house and there's the pathway to this beautiful home, and that, you know, you're being gifted something by spirit. So if you remain grounded, I feel like, you know, you're going to go on this little sort of situation, but you have to remain grounded in order for this to take place. So holding back when something wants to emerge. Allow this to take place. Allow whatever is to flow. Allow this person to do what they need to do for themselves. It's their karma, their journey, their situation. But you've got the knowledge and the heart to stand up for yourself, to know your worth. You have to keep calm. Okay? Those determined to win never say impossible. Don't allow for this to stop you from doing what you need to do. You can still do what you need to do. Trust in that. You will find a way. You will find a way. Okay, so that's very lovely. Thank you for that, Spirit. That's beautiful. All right, let me just pop these out of my way up here for a minute. Okay, so now we have had our beautiful... We're going to get our, this one has just wanting to sit there on the table like this. So Berkana is all good news. Our beautiful Berkana rune is about balance. Berkana, okay, is about balance. So that is important to recognize. So something has got to be balanced. And if you can try and stay balanced, even though you might feel like something is really trying to unbalance you, like the situation I'm in. It's about new beginnings, growth, regeneration. So it's also the rune of female energy. And it's very interesting how we have the Emperor here, and we talked about this masculine energy, divine masculine energy. So when we talk about balance, it's a balance between your... this is confirmation, I'm so sorry. Masculine and feminine energy, that balance of the two within you. And I kind of feel that's what we mean by the head and the heart as well, because your heart is all about the feminine energy and your head is all about your masculine energy. So we're talking balance that we have to maintain. When this arrives, and it will, when this situation unfolds, you have got to be grounding yourself, keeping calm. Let the chaos ensue around you. Don't let it bring you in. Don't let it draw you in. Don't you be the one shouting and screaming and performing. Because that would have been me a few years ago, and I now feel like this will be my test. So we've got to be very careful. Berkana is known as a birth rune, so it could indicate the birth of an actual child, but also it is about asking you to look at where your own caretaking energy is being directed. Are you nurturing your dreams and goals? Are you taking good care of yourself? And that's what I was kind of saying earlier on. You remember, it's you. We've had it with the other runes as well. Self-care. Look after you. Don't allow someone to, I'm not saying allow someone to just bully you. You do need boundaries. We had that with the runes as well. By being grounded, remaining balanced, you can maintain your boundary. It's not acceptable if you try and hurt somebody willingly. But if you can see that this person or the situation in a different light, that will certainly help you, because your light is here in front of you. Okay, there's your light. Okay, so follow your light and your guidance. The advice here is to keep an open mind and perhaps re-examine the motives behind your actions. But don't block yourself off to new possibilities by focusing on things you can't change. I can't change this lady. I can't change the fact that she wants to be jumping in and she's using her position of power to do so, to try and undermine me. Well, carry on if you want to. I've got to do what I've got to do. I've got loads to do. I've got plenty of things to do. If you want to jump in, then you jump in. Give a hand. Happy days. Focus your energy where you can be productive and give the intractable problems a rest. Okay, so if you are struggling with difficulties, this rune also is a reminder that no matter how cold or dark things may seem, warmth and light will return. So those determined to win never say impossible. There's always a light. There's always a way. You may not know it right this very second. It might take you a few days to be aware of it. But if you can sit yourself back from the situation and just really trust in your own head and your own heart and your knowing and your knowledge, then this will certainly become very much available to you in some way. Okay. Right. So let's see. This one card, there it is, strength. Absolutely, this is what you're going to need for this situation, strength. Absolutely, and it's an 8. So that infinity symbol, strength. And I'm hearing you've always had strength. The Fool, new beginning, my friend. It is new. It's a new way of being. It's transformation. It's taking a bit of leap of faith, but I'm hearing in yourself, in your ability, you know, knowing that this change that you are presenting will be the one that is going to take you forward into your new situation, your new transformation. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, she's got her hands up. Yay, I've done it. I've made it. You know, even if you feel a little bit battle worn or tired, it doesn't matter. You did it. You showed your strength, your courage, your bravery, and you went and you did it. 6 of Pentacles. And you've done it by sharing yourself, being kind and caring, sharing what you know, your knowledge, your help, your kindness, your friendliness, whatever it takes. So whatever the situation is, make sure that you stay in you, who you are, what it is that you need to be. Okay? Devil energy on the bottom. So even if you are tempted, okay, if you are tempted, come on, come with me. She said this, he said that, getting involved in the chaos, whatever. Try your best. Stay out of it. You don't need to respond. You don't need to do. You've done what you need to do. Focus on you. This is your new beginning. No one's going to stop you if you remain strong and true to you, what it is that you are and what you need. Okay, beautiful. I'm being told, oh, we have 2 of these cards that have literally jumped out down here, and we're going to see what they are. I erased every trace of you except in my mind. And there are no real secrets in this world. And in actual fact, this card came out yesterday, didn't it? And here it comes again. And this is absolutely right. It's kind of like you've made this change now, but you will always fundamentally have this odd scenario in your mind that comes, that little voice that you've got to control, that you've got to, you know. But it's also recognizing, like I recognize the situation, and I shared with you that in previous time I had these situations and they came every couple of years. It was like literally the cycle on repeat, and I would be, it was all about ego and who was better, and horrible. I don't want to be dragged into that. My light will shine when it needs to shine. I will do what I need to do. I will do it from the love of in my heart and the intelligence, knowledge, and skills that I have in my head. If I can't help, I can't help. If I can help, I'll help. But that's what that sort of feel is. That you'll always have that little moment that might come up and say, "Ooh," And there are no real secrets. You are seeing a lot more than ever before. And if you are seeing them, if you know now what they are, if you are aware of them, that is going to help you in making sure that you finish off these cycles, because we want the new. It's time. We're ready for the new. We are ready. We are ready for the new. All right. I'm just going to get the Intuitive Whispers cards. Don't look at me like that. You're not starving. She's looking at me like she's so starving. And it's now 3:15. You will have food in a minute. The problem is, bless her, I know she is hungry, because yesterday the clocks went back. So now in her mind, she's an hour over her food. So she's starving. Oh, bless. I'll have to go and finish off my reading with you guys and go and feed her, because she is looking at me like she's literally starved. She's not. She's had breakfast. Now she's having her dinner twice a day. She has her food. She's always got something. She's got a little bone to nibble on. She's got loads, haven't you? But no. Anyway, she's looking at me. Puppy eyes. Right, let's see. Intuitive Whisper. Intuitive journaling. And what I love about, look at this picture. There it is. Roots, grounding. Okay, very much so. And look at this beautiful light that is sort of surrounding this lady doing her journaling. I love journaling. And if you aren't journaling, start journaling, my friend, because it really does help you make sense. Possibly if you want to sort of have something to say and you feel like it, with those emotions want to come out and you want to clear them, journal it down, write it out. Don't get into a email war or a phone call war or face-to-face. Do it in your journal. Then it's gone. Energy gone. Finished. Wisdom of the solar plexus. Very interesting. Our solar plexus is all about emotion. So it is that wisdom of where you allow your emotion to be. What boundaries have you set? Where are you going to allow them? And it's about centering that for your heart to respond to situations as well. It's an emotional center for nurturing you. Remember, we talk about self-care. This is very important. So rooting, grounding, and our emotional self-care. Don't get called or pulled into anything right now. You don't need to. There are no real secrets in this world, my friend. You know this. You're seeing things very clearly now, so that's beautiful. All right, well, I suppose I better go and feed this puppy dog of mine before she completely loses it. I hope that helped you. I really do. If you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Always welcome. And if you want to make a note of something and say something and tell me how you are, love to hear from you. Always like to, and I try and reply whenever as well. Thank you for listening to me as always, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.